And Love and Light. I'm your host, Dr. Jane Mountrose, and I'm here today with my partner and founding director of Awakenings Institute, Dr. Phillip Mountrose. This week, we're going to discuss a topic that is actually particularly exciting to us these days, and that's developing your intuition with oracle cards. If you've been following the circle, you probably know we use oracle cards a lot in the circle. And we've also been using oracle cards, runes, and I Ching, things like that for ourselves, our clients, and our students for probably more than 3 decades now, for probably 30, 35 years. And we've come back to them actually recently with you could say, a deeper purpose. And it all started when Archangel Metatron appeared to me, and he said he wanted to talk with me. And when I had that opportunity to connect, he said that his message was, it was time for us to access our full range of resources. And what that meant to me was really our resources in the higher realms. And so we, to make this possible, we started to use oracle cards, focusing first on the archangels, which we'll be doing actually today, connecting with an archangel. And doing that, it really exceeded any of my expectations quite a bit. They're magnificent beings, the archangels. They're available to support us, especially at this time of the Great Awakening. And they're here, but we have to call on them. They don't just help us because of our free will. All of them are beings of divine love, and just being around them to me is a magnificent experience. It's really an awesome experience, an awe-inspiring experience. Anyhow, we're going to have a talk about that. There's a lot to discuss. And we're also going to do an oracle reading to connect with one of the archangels who particularly is here for all of us today on this discussion. And then we're going to have a meditation. I don't even know what it's going to be yet because it depends on who comes to join us and what happens. But it will be related to developing our intuition, which of course, I think, especially at this time, is really relevant to all of us. In the long term, I believe that we are aiming to have this awareness of all of the beings of light that are around us as part of our daily experience of life. The angels, the masters, the nature spirits. There's so much more here than we know. So I first want to thank you for joining us and being emissaries of love and light for the world. It really makes a difference. And of course, we're here every week with the purpose of lighting up our lives to help us to raise our vibration, to heal, to grow, and to stand up as beacons of light for the world. So the last thing I want to do before we start is remind you to please say hello if you're with us. I actually should put up the comment section and let us know where you're from. If you're new, it'd be great to connect with you. And we're just going to take a brief moment to breathe in some of that love and light that is always here from the universe, just to bring ourselves more into our bodies in the moment and together. So just taking in you can take in the most beautiful imaginable breath of love and light from the universe. And then just allow yourself to release anything that you don't need right now. We hold on to energy. Just breathing that love. You might sense that there are many beings of love and light around us. Thank you. That's beautiful. Okay, and with that, I want to turn to you, Phillip, and ask you to share a little bit about your perspective on all of this. We've been in this together. Well, actually overall for decades. But doing this experience with the angels and the masters and all of the other things that we do with oracles for some years now. So what would you like to share?
Well, great being here with the Circle of Love and Light again. And by the way, it is live 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, just for people who want to attend live. And it's there on replay on Awakening Circle of Love and Light and World Network, YouTube. It's great
on Sundays.
On Sundays, Sunday mornings.
Right.
So it is a powerful topic, oracles, which we have returned to. And Jane and I used to do it privately, well, really 40 years ago or so that we started being exposed to it and exploring it. And we did it mostly personally, although we began to develop some courses even earlier. We've done so many courses on the ruins, the Viking ruins, a very simple oracle, kind of simple like the I Ching and classic oracles. And yet in recent years, especially the last year, we've returned big time to oracles. Why? Because it's one of the best ways to develop your intuition. If someone would say, what's one of the best, if you want to develop your intuition, which probably if you're watching this, you do, I couldn't think of a better way to do it in a more enjoyable way. It takes you on a meditation. If you like meditation, it's wonderful. If you don't like meditation, it's also easy because it's customized. You get these readings, these insights, messages. Profound depth can be experienced directly. It's like a meditation where you have this transcendent experience. And that's very regularly that Jane and I have that. And we converse and commune with the masters and the angels like we'll be doing today. So all of that is there very accessibly, easily, availably. We have some different approaches that we've discovered and refined, especially in recent months, and we're offering a new course on how to do that, the how-tos about reading oracles for developing intuition and spiritual growth. So it is a wonderful resource. It's exciting. It's transformational. It's really pretty, it's out there. There are more than there's hundreds of oracle decks. Jane and I visited a metaphysical store this past week in one of our favorite places in Mountain View, California. They had over 100 oracle decks. And some of them are very wonderful. Some of them are not of interest or can be superficial or just not our cup of tea. But it's an incredible resource. And as Jane says, of developing your full range of resources.
Right. And we actually started this, probably it was a few years ago now that Metatron connected with me. And we were thinking of the archangels. Well, how do we develop a relationship with them? And that was what took us to oracle cards, because we realized, well, if we have an oracle deck where if we draw a card, we are going to connect with an archangel, then we can actually connect with them, which is something we do that goes beyond actually what they suggest even in the cards. We take it deeper usually than what's suggested per se in the cards, by making a tangible connection with them, which is what we'll do here. And then receiving messages, depending on what is happening. And when you develop that kind of connection with them and communication, they can help you to heal. They can help you to activate new awareness of energies. They can help you to clear blocks, for instance, to your intuition. Many, many things they can do. They offer guidance on your path. Different ones have different focuses, like Archangel Michael, who's focused on protection and strength and power and claiming your space, really claiming your power. And then an angel like Chamuel, who's all about love and just connecting with and being love. Archangel Jeremiel, who's all about purpose and your life plan. They're just so many different things. And along the way, we also realized that part of this whole idea of accessing our full range of resources is recognizing that all of us have what some people might call a spiritual team, or we call it your family of light. There are some of the archangels who are particularly connected with you. Like for me, Metatron would be one, having come to me and having since then really connected with him in a very, very deep way over the years, recent years. It is, if you look at, again, your full range of resources, if you recognize, well, I do have a family of light, who is in that family? It takes some time, but it is well worth it. And it's another part of it is it's so enlivening. I know that some of our clients will say, well, I meditate, but gosh, I'm kind of bored with it. Well, this is not boring. This is like so exciting and energizing. We're sharing all the time, Philip and me, and some other people, some friends and people we know who share our experiences with them. And it goes beyond that too. We have you can use oracles to connect with your magical child, which is there's that idea of going to heaven as a child, and we do that, connecting with your inner world in a deeper way. There's so much you can do with them that is really awe-inspiring. And I see Sharon's here. Hi, Sharon. Good morning. Anyhow, Philip, want to share some more about that?
Well, as Jane was saying, there's so many benefits. It's like you're doing one activity that has so many things rolled into it.
Right.
You're in this meditative state of self-awareness. You're connecting with deeper parts of yourself and higher beings. Here's one I drew for my morning meditation, the oracle I use. And Jane and I generally do oracles. This is an Ariel depiction by Catherine Skaggs.
Archangel Ariel.
Ariel.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there are many different representations. And it's highly creative. So to have that influence in my life today is very wonderful and uplifting. So, I mean, you could just think if I didn't have that, it still would be a wonderful life, but for variety and depth. And that, by the way, is an angel of abundance, which is another advantage of dealing with oracles. It opens your vision, it opens your intuition and your possibility thinking. So if I'm thinking now more of abundance and how I create abundance and how there's abundance all around me, it's much more enlivening than maybe being in more of a routine automatic pattern,
right,
where you're just kind of going from one activity to the next without having a deeper, more sacred awareness or connection.
Mm-hmm. Right. And there are some real keys to getting the most from them. One of them being, Philip mentioned the state that you're in, and we recommend a particular state. And we'll be going there today, really connecting with the depth, the truth of who you are in your own heart and soul. Because you want to be in your most resourceful state, and that's your most resourceful state, to receive the most from these resources. We did, as promised, we are going to draw a card for an angel. And one of the first decks that we used actually is, it's Rodley Valentine's Angel Wisdom Tarot, because each of the major arcana cards connects you with an angel. If you're familiar with the tarot, there's the major arcana and the minor arcana, and the majors are the ones that's like the big, they call them the big secrets, and the minor arcana are the little secrets. So it's like the bigger picture, and these are archetypal cards that draw on different aspects of the journey that the fool, who is the participant in the tarot, who this fool is experiencing. And the minors are really more about your day-to-day experience. So it's, if you have the major one, which is the way we do it. And we've developed our own ways of using all the cards. You won't necessarily see this recommended in the guidebook with the cards, but this is what we do to get the big picture, and then we'll draw another one for a more concise picture. So here we have for us today, for exploring this intuitive journey that we're on. The card, ooh, how beautiful. This is beautiful. The card we have is the Star, which is number 17 in the major arcana. And the angel is Jophiel. This is the picture on the card. Really beautiful. And it says, have faith, the future is bright. Dreams come true. Positive changes that bring an end to challenging times. The light at the end of the tunnel. And actually, I would say in very real ways, connecting with your intuition, your own guidance, your own truth, your own ability to get answers to your most important and biggest questions. That's the light at the end of the tunnel to me. So that's really beautiful. Now, and the way we approach oracles also is somewhat unique in that our understanding of where we are in this time of the awakening, great awakening, is of all of us empowering ourselves. So it's not ever about us telling you what's right for you. It's about you exploring whatever it is that, in this case, that we're presenting that is valid for you and meaningful for you. It's kind of like, we call it sometimes managed synchronicity, where there are going to be many things maybe you'll hear today, but maybe something will be an aha moment. And that is what is here for you. And we don't know what it is. Only you could know. So Jophiel is the archangel of beauty. She is associated with roses, as people often report having the experience that scent when she is present. Rose petals or the flowers themselves can be a sign that Jophiel is spending time with you. She can help you to tidy up your space and beautify any part of your life. This is Radley Valentine. I consider her the archangel of positive thinking and joke that she is like the angelic rose-colored glasses, but in the best way. Let me see. You can also call upon her if your thoughts need cleaning up or if you're trapped in negativity. As you might suspect, her name means the beauty of God, and she resonates to a fuchsia pink shade. Really beautiful, beautiful archangel. So that's the angel who is here to share with us today. Philip, any thoughts on that?
Well, I think that fits in well. It all fits in well, which is interesting. With the right perspective, it all fits in. And this is something the left brain is confounded by, how it can all connect. It seems very random and very by chance, yet you can make these interconnections from where you are, because in the higher realms, things are non-local, they're synchronous, they're happening all at once. So something that the Archangel Jovial related to the other Archangel I mentioned, Ariel in abundance. So the Jovial is that harmony.
It's Jophiel, Jophiel.
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 Yeah, like Jovi, like happy.
Jof, like Joseph.
Yeah,
Jophiel.
Jophiel.
Okay. It's kind of a tough one, and she's not one of the necessarily best known of the archangels, but it's just a beautiful, really beautiful.
So to finish, the point is that the message is unique to you in this moment, and it will connect to different people watching this differently, yet there are probably themes that will run throughout because of the situation, us, Archangel Jophiel, so there are different common elements, but you'll individualize it for you. That's why it's always profound and right and unerring. and the timing is always right, because you're going to find out how it is the right timing, which means it's synchronous. It's right for you now.
Right. Yeah. And it is, I think that Jovial makes sense in relation to intuition, because as Philip suggested, it is about yourself, your relationship with yourself, and recognizing that the beauty is within you and that your unique perspective is honorable, or the way that you interpret the message is right for you. That just to honor your own your own inner beauty and your own inner wisdom. And that's part of the foundation, I think, really, for being able to access your intuition. Because if you're constantly doubting yourself and saying, I'm not good enough, this will never happen, this isn't working for me, rather than trusting it, and then allowing it, just giving it time to see how it sinks in, how it integrates, if it integrates or not, if it makes any sense over time to you, whatever the message is. And actually, for that, I think both of us, and what we recommend to our clients and students, is to always write down the messages from the angels and the masters, or the cards, whatever, because it's worth coming back, I find, the next day to every message, because often I'll see things the next day that I haven't noticed before. I'll experience it on a deeper level. Something new will come into my awareness from it that I hadn't recognized before. And it actually just solidifies it. Just like rereading a book, or rereading something you're wanting to learn, makes it more learnable. That's what this does. So I'm going to draw a second card from the minor arcana. And the tarot, some people think of tarot and oracle cards as separate. I think of it as tarot is a type of an oracle card, but not all oracle cards are tarot cards, because tarot cards have that specific structure I mentioned before.
So what was the intent, Jane, for the reading then again today?
It's to support us in developing our intuition with oracles.
Okay.
For what we're talking about today. So the minor arcana card is the 3 of Earth. Do what you love. Yes, that's my buddy.
That's what he loves you. That's what he loves.
Recognition for the highest quality of work, especially creative endeavors, being paid well for your craft, working well with others, an excellent reputation.
You want to show the card?
And this is actually, it's interesting. Last week, our focus in the circle was your life as a work of art. This is kind of a follow-up on that, I think, too. It shows a person as an artist with a beautiful statue and a trumpet there. And a lot of times, just looking at the image might mean something to you also. There are the words, and there's the feeling of connecting with the angel, and then the image that may have more meaning. Like, what does the statue with the trumpet mean to you? Is it your ability to share your blessings with the world? That's what comes to me. It's like, I'm able to honor and share the blessings that I have with the world. I'm able to see the beauty in me and express that in the world. And that's actually, I think, what we're doing in the circle. It starts being able to share love with the world, starts with loving ourselves and honoring our uniqueness, whatever it is.
It occurred to me too that Jovial is focusing on beauty in that little picture, the 3 of Earth with the sculpture. Not that you have to be an artist to have a lot of beauty in your life, but we can be inspired by artists, and many of us have artistic abilities in our own way. And it reminds me of one of my favorite artists, Vincent van Gogh, he said, and he was quite a writer. I mean, he was very brilliant in many ways. He said, and he had a very difficult life of hardship and poverty and mental health problems. He said, "It is true that I am often in the greatest misery, but still there is within me a calm, pure harmony and music. In the poorest huts, the dirtiest corner, I see drawings and pictures. And with irresistible force, my mind is drawn towards these things." So just finding beauty wherever. That's the oracle. Your life is an oracle. You're just finding inner meaning and inner beauty every moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and he's suggesting also honoring the beauty as he experiences, honoring his experience of it and sharing it with the world. It is I think just that part of recognizing the beauty and the uniqueness within us is so important as a foundation for being able to value the intuitive messages that we receive, and being able to embrace those messages, and also being able to be ourselves. And our intuition really advances that too, that when you're connecting with your intuition, when you're connecting with who you really are, as Jofiel suggests, you are accessing, actually, in terms of your full range of resources, a fuller range of resources than if you're listening to other people's perception of who you are and expectations of what you're going to do with your life, and allowing yourself to, again, make your life a work of art, as this woman is doing with this beautiful statue. Yeah, wonderful. So doing this, and we started drawing these cards for angels and the minor arcana cards as a regular experience. And I found over time, I did develop a real connection with the archangels. There are, in Radley Valentine's deck, there are 15 archangels. There are more archangels than that around. These are some of the most widely known ones, 15 of them, that you would have an opportunity to meet in that oracle. And that I think just connecting with the archangels in the way that we'll be doing in a few minutes, it raises your vibration. We all have like a set point where we gravitate to. Some people, it's like hatred, and where you get a lot of that on planet Earth. It might be anger or hatred or fear, or it might be peace, it might be gratitude, love, and something more along those lines. There's a whole range. So where do we gravitate to just generally? And how might we raise that? Because as we raise it, then we have connections, stronger connections with the higher realms. Something to think about. Anyhow, it's been quite a journey so far, and it's not for us. We don't feel in any way that we're the world's greatest experts even at this, but we're growing, we're learning, we're sharing, and we're helping other people to find that beauty and that recognition within themselves too. That's what's meaningful to us. So anything, Philip, before we do the meditation?
No, I think we're ready.
Okay, so I think we'll just do a meditation going to a higher place with Archangel Jofiel and connecting, getting a message about our intuition from that spot and about the beauty within. So we can start as we actually did at the beginning today, just breathing in the love and light from the universe, the most beautiful love and light for you, most beautiful energy for you. It might also be focused on peace or joy, gratitude, whatever. Just breathing in that beautiful energy from the universe. Closing your eyes if you're in a safe place for that. And as you exhale, releasing anything you don't need right now, any energy that feels heavy, any energy you've picked up from other people, other places. You can just ask all of that to go back where it came from, other times even. Might be dragging energy from 5 years ago or who knows how long ago. Just send it all back, anything you can send back where it came from. So then you have more space to breathe in that love and light and more of your own energy. Can also ask with our intention to bring back any energy that we can, that we've left in other times, other places with other people. Just bring our own energy back to us. And you might notice you feel more present in the moment, more in your body in the moment by doing just those few things, which I recommend starting any kind of process like accessing oracles. You can start with just doing that to bring more of yourself to it. And of course, then breathing that love and light into your heart, which is your place of truth, the center of your being, opening to the heart and the soul's presence in your heart. You might, as you breathe in that love, you might sense that the energy is becoming stronger in your heart, that love. You might, if you're visual, see it as a light that's growing brighter. Just whatever you experience, allow that light, that love to radiate out from your heart, filling your whole body, all of the cells of your body. All of the cells have an intelligence too. And then radiating out, filling that whole space that is your energy field with love and light. And with that, I'd like to invite Archangel Jophiel to join us on this journey that we're going to take. And I often experience them by asking for a cascade of their energy or to be surrounded with their energy. Just with her, it's that fuchsia pink. Rose petals may be flowing down over you. Just beautiful, beautiful, the most beautiful rose petals, just nurturing and nourishing you. And feeling her love for you. You may also see her with your inner sight, and it's okay if you don't. You might feel her presence now or any time during this meditation. She may share a message with you. She may share a gift with you. So with intuition, it's important just to be open to what you might experience. You don't know. It might be a sound, it might be a sight, it might be an emotion, might be a feeling in your body, maybe a scent, maybe you smell roses. Can even be a taste. So with Jophiel's presence, I'd like to have all of us imagine we're going to rise up to a mystical mountaintop up in the higher dimensions. And as we rise up, just the intention of rising up, this raises our vibration even more. So we're actually all here together rising up to this mystical mountaintop with Archangel Jophiel, overlighting our experience. And then as you arrive, just notice there's a place where we can form a circle. And what she's suggesting to me is for us all just to open to allowing her to bless us with an appreciation of our inner beauty. For ourselves and our appreciation of the inner beauty of every human, every being on the planet, everyone and everything. And with that, just allow her to provide a cascade of that light that will help to diminish those things that might hinder you from opening to your intuition, from opening to receiving whatever you might experience through all of your senses, your inner senses. So she's just going to help us to clear. It might be clearing from your third eye or your brain. You might just sense it's individual to you. You can feel energy. You might feel energy anywhere in your body that where she's helping you to move energy, to release and to open, to expand. And as we thank her, she thanks us too for being present and available, because it is through our participation that the world can change. Just notice anything you might experience. Philip, would you like to share anything you're experiencing?
Okay. I think I'll just connect directly with Jofio.
Okay.
That probably would be the most direct way of communicating. So Jovial, she is saying that inner beauty is in all of us. It is a common trait, a common core to each person. And animals and rocks and plants have their own beauty, and you as humans with your capacities can see the beauty in nature and plants and animals and sceneries. And that outer beauty is also reflected, is inside of you in different ways, many multitude ways. So if you see the flow in within and without like beautiful waves on an ocean that are going inside your mind, its vastness, and out into the vast external world, continually communicating and interconnecting and playing together, you have a sense of freedom and flow and oneness at every moment. And at the hardest times, know that there is beauty still through the difficulties, breaking through and showing you a way to freedom, to overcome the difficulties and limitations into a greater way of being and knowing in the moment.
Mm.
So we love you. Thank you, Jofio.
Thank you, Philip. That was beautiful. I just feel that we're all being held in this space. It's a simple space of appreciation. And it's an opportunity for us to explore the beauty that's all around us. Even as Van Gogh was saying that he could see beauty in things where others may may not see any beauty at all. And yet there is beauty all around us if we're looking at it through certain eyes, in a certain way, I guess it would be. In a way that's open to experiencing things I'm sensing outside of what our rational mind would have us experience. So it is like getting out of that place where we have to make sense of things, or we have to justify ourselves rather than just know that we have inner beauty and appreciate the uniqueness, because it is the uniqueness in us that we're here to share with the world. It's not what someone else tells us to do. It's what we feel in our hearts. And everyone is equally deserving. Everyone is equally magnificent. There is the light of the divine in all of us, equally. It's interesting. I can hear there's music playing in the other room, and I can hear it's like a church organ, and it's just finishing this beautiful melody, and so it is. Philip, do you want to share anything else before we return?
Well, I think it's a good reminder that beauty is all around us in the moment, every moment, including now. And that's something that can inspire us and give us a lot of hope and encouragement, and for others as well, others in our life.
Mm-hmm. Right. And Jophiel, she's reminding us she is always here for us. You can call on her by name and just ask for a blessing of that beautiful pink rose light. Might be the smell of roses, the cascade of rose petals. The important thing is have that experience, have your experience of being with her. Not just what someone else tells you she's telling you, but your own experience. And with that, we can prepare to come back. So we'll just imagine first, again, thanking Jophiel. I feel it's so important to let them know that we're grateful for their presence. And I also tell them I love them. We receive their love and maybe feel that it doesn't matter. Maybe they wouldn't care if we love them, but they do. So we can express our love for her as we start to imagine drifting back down into our seats or wherever you're resting, wherever your body is. Feeling your feet firmly on the ground, connecting with Mother Earth, another being who loves you. Just sending that love down into Mother Earth. And you'll receive love back. Breathing in now more active energy, returning to your normal waking state. If you feel like stretching, moving around a little bit, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Felt really beautiful to me.
Mm-hmm. That was nice.
Her energy is so beautiful and feminine. Jophiel is also experienced on a masculine side, and all of the angels, as with all of us, all of the angels have masculine and feminine aspects. So sometimes a person might experience, another one is Gabriel. Gabriel is experienced sometimes as a masculine energy and sometimes as a feminine energy. So, and Jophiel is too.
Can be androgynous. I'm seeing Lula's some comments here about
Right.
Experiencing divine feminine energy during the meditation, and a lovely motherly energy hugging her. with light and love.
No, that's beautiful. It is beautiful. It feels to me, it just feels so. It's hard. Sometimes I have a hard time. Sometimes I have a hard time defining what I feel with the angels. But I think I describe it sometimes as radiance. I feel this radiance, just beautiful light energy. Here's Buddy again. Come on, sweetie. And almost it is like there's nothing more that needs to be said, kind of. It's that energy too, just like, well, that's it. We just love ourselves and open to what's unique in us, what's available for us from the higher realms, and share what we have to share. Right, Bud? Buddy loves to come to the circle. Don't you? You give and receive love. Yes. And at this time, actually in the circle, this is when I hunt for my planet. I have my little planet here. And just for us all to imagine sharing our light with the world in whatever way you want. Might want to share it with your local community, your neighborhood, your neighbors, your town or city, specific places, specific people, loved ones anywhere in the world. People who are in need of love, people in war-torn parts of the world, people where resources are limited. To just send our love and just send it around the whole planet. Buddy seems to agree. He says, yes, that sounds like a good idea. He really likes all of this stuff. Don't you, sweetie pie? Yes, you do. You're so good. That feels good. And it does. I don't know. Do you have anything else to add, Philip? It just feels like
complete.
it's been said. Yeah. Sometimes there is nothing more you can say, and it's really just time to let it be.
And savor it.
Right. Savor it. So with that, would you like to share a little bit more about what's happening at Awakenings Institute?
We have an exciting new course coming up here, and you can look at it and enroll now on reading oracles for developing intuition and spiritual growth, like we've been talking about. So we'll go into the how-tos. So if you like this and you want to know these simple, easy, profound ways we've researched and experienced and developed over the years, you can get them all very easily and affordably in this new course. There's a shortened URL here, tiny URL, tinyurl.com/read-oracles, tinyurl.com/read-oracles. So
I could put up the URL here.
Yeah, and I can even do a screen, show it on the screen too. There's a picture of the page describing an exciting new course oracle reading for developing intuition and spiritual growth. It's a mystery school training for learning transformational tools for transformational times. The URL, tinyurl.com/read-oracles. New course. It'll be fun. And there's a little article we have about intuition too. You could read about intuition in an article we just wrote at tinyurl.com/intuition-post, tinyurl.com/intuition-post. There's a new article about the whys and hows of intuition and oracles, an overview. So Jane, I think that was.
I'm still doing my. I'm still typing.
Okay, well, let me tell you about the course since there's time.
Okay, I'm just. There.
Uh,
Okay, you can say something if you want. I
Yeah,
I put up both of the tiny URLs in the comments.
okay, good. And the fun thing about the course is that you have this lifelong tool of reading oracles, and the way we found it goes beyond simple messages, which are useful, a good starting place. It's not just it's not fortune telling, it's not an overly general approach. It's very specific and flexible and dynamic for you. So if you'd like a way to have more joy in your life, more intuition, more self-awareness, more purpose, oracle reading, the way we're teaching it, is the way to go. And we invite you to join us at the tinyurl.com/read-oracles.
And another part of it that's really valuable is the other people. Another part, I think, of connecting with your family of light is there. We also have a spiritual family of people around us who are supportive of our growth and our awakening. And it's another way to connect with more of them also, which I find really valuable and insightful and inspiring.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
also just knowing we're not alone. It's so interesting that many of us are in environments where there's not much support for the way that we experience the world. And to be around others who experience it in a similar way, who are interested in a more loving world and in a world where people are honored and nurtured, everyone and everything. Well, these are them. Some really wonderful people. So I guess that's about it. You can support the circle also by following our page on Facebook. It's facebook.com/awakenings circle. You can share the video with your friends on Facebook. That's a wonderful way to get the message out, also to provide an opportunity for other people to experience the energy and the benefits for themselves. And you can invite your friends to join you in the circle. That's another really fun thing to do, I think. And then you have something to share. So the final thing that we do every time also is to send that love and light out into the future. So we can fill our week ahead with love and light. Actually, you can send it out as far as you want. Send it all around your house. You can even send some back into the past if you want. And with that, all that's left is have a wonderful week. Bye now.